What is something that in your culture is normal, but in another place is a weird thing? Addressing strangers using terms used for family members like brother, sister, uncle, auntie, grandpa, etc. The most common being brother/sister. We have unique words representing all four variations of little/big brother/sister. And guess what? One day you would be calling a girl Biny, little sister, that girl be calling you Dite, big brother, and a couple weeks later you are dating each other and ditch the sibling-style addressing. Then you either call each other by name or come up with nicknames. Edit, I'm from Nepal. Let's see. In no particular order. Giving your boss a kiss when you arrive at the office. Drinking one big glass of alcohol whenever will you eat something, even the 6 p.m. snacks. Getting mad at people who arrive early at your parties or even on time because who the fuck shows up without being at least 5 minutes late. Giving a nod to the fully armed military whenever you go out in the city center. Preparing about 3 different glasses, 4 plates of different sizes and 3 sets of cutlery per person whenever you invite them to eat at home. Let's see. Living with your parents in your 20s, and when you get married it's still commonplace for the husband and wife to live with the wife's parents for the first couple of years of marriage. Alcohol is strictly frowned upon, but smoking, even from a young age, is a societally acceptable act. Eating rice with every meal. Being late, up to around half an hour to 45 minutes, is societally acceptable and is sometimes expected, so invitees would often push the meeting time a bit earlier. Absolutely stuffing your guests with food. Using a small packet of tissue paper, name card, office access card with lanyard, heck even laptops to reserve a seat at an public eatery. Once you place those items down on an empty table, it's known to be occupied and you can then make your way to the food stall to place your food order and come back to the table you've reserved. When foreigners come, some may not understand this local practice and take the seats anyway, or assume that the packet of tissue left there as a form of reservation is for their use, or trash left behind by the previous user. If you order water in a German restaurant, staff will by definition understand mineral water and you'll be charged for it. If you want tap water, extremely strictly monitored in Germany, perfectly safe to drink, you have to specifically order it. And in non-touristic areas you will confuse staff. There is no real reason for it, it's just a cultural habit. Sometimes Redditors call it scam, but I disagree with it, as every German knows about it. We expect to be served mineral water when asking for water, after all. 1. Giving money at every event. Someone gave birth? You give them money. Someone got married? You give them money. Someone died? You give their closest relatives money. Someone is sick? You give them money. 2. Traditional and long, so long it can take hours, oratory art, particularly at a funeral and a wedding. 3. Having the weirdest congratulations/wishes. I.e. at a wedding, we hope you have 7 boys and 7 girls. If you encounter someone who survived an accident, congrats for still having a living heart and soul. 4. After a funeral, you have to jump above a flame lit at your doorstep, otherwise the angel of death will follow you. 5. Most people wake up at 5 a.m. to go to work, some people start to sell vegetables at 4 a.m. Here are some famous ones. 1. Touching someone's foot as to give them respect, usually young children touch elders' foot, which symbolizes them giving respect to the elderly. Only people who are lower can touch a person's foot who is higher, in whatever be the circumstance. I can touch my father's foot, as he is older than me. If I teach my friend something, who's technically older than me, he can touch my foot, because I'm his teacher. On Easter we go to the Kalida. Kalida is, in most places, that guys go from house to house singing/saying rhymes and then whipping ass of the women in the house with pomlaska, entwined rods of willow. And then the women give them reward, eggs, or alcohol shot for older guys and chocolate for kids. As you can imagine, not many younger women are keen on this tradition. I was lucky to be born in village where only kids go to Kalida and not grown men who get drunk in process and then start to whip with more force than necessary. And we also unwrap our Christmas presents on evening of 24th of December and Jezusek, baby Jesus, brings them, which is irony because we are super atheistic nation lol. I grew up in a smallish town of about 30k people, and there were several smaller towns nearby, many of them with under 1k for total population. Anyways, if you were in any of those smaller towns, everyone waves/nods/acknowledges everyone else when driving/passing by. In fact, we were passing through the one the other day with our boy who is 10, and he saw me wave at someone and then nod at the next person, and he looked up at me and was like, "Do you know everyone here?" And I laughed and then explained it's just how it is in these parts. And so as we passed another person, he started waving just as hard as he could, which brought a huge smile to the grandma-aged gal that was passing by us.